Hey guys, it's Go here from Aimon14 again, and I'm here with another sneak peek video for the Parking Wars section of the game. This will be below your tech park and above your dormitory, so players can park their mounts in their own or other players' slots, with each player having 4 slots. So this event is going to work very similarly to the dormitory, where you can steal each other's retainers. You'll have employers, so to speak. They're just the parking spot owners, but you'll be able to pay them a fee to protect you and not be able to plunder you off of the spot. I will get to that in a moment. You can opt in for public parking spots, and SAE pretty much tells me that this is like Wales run this 100%. They give you additional bonuses for your AFK rewards and the currencies that are tied into the Parking Wars. So, but yeah, there's going to be more private spots where you get set rewards, and then there's going to be these public spots that everybody's kind of going to want to fight over. The bonuses are pretty nice, like sometimes like plus 50%, so it's really good. And then after 8 hours of parking, you can't gain any additional earnings from those spots, and you need to collect those earnings as quickly as possible, as it says here. So this is what one of your mounts are going to look like. Just like the first rule set said here, you're going to have 4 mounts. So each mount is going to have a different remodel level, which implies that you will not be using your character's stats in this portion of the game, like the dormitory. It's actually going to have a separate leveling system with this remodel level, and I'll show you here in a few how you're going to be leveling this. But yeah, you have various rewards for different mounts, for different spots, at different rates based on if it's a private spot or if it's one of the public spots that are available. This red scroll thing is a random red pal. I am about 99% sure is a random red pal, which is pretty cool for an AFK reward, for it to be, you know, kind of like a guarantee reward rather than from the AFK lamp or the dormitory. You know, it's going to be pretty rare that you're getting a red pal or a red skill from that. I believe it's both red pal and red skill, actually. But, you know, so you have these 4 mounts below listed. You know, the player that sends me this information is not a pay-to-win player, you know, so it's nothing fancy here, but that's not what we even need in order to do this kind of video. You have your 4 mounts at the bottom. You have your different remodel levels for your mounts, and those are what is going to be fighting in your spots. Here's another one where you see how the remodel level is different. You know, this one is 22, this one is 21 going on 22. The stats obviously change. I'm sure that if it's a rarer mount, you know, these are just all the purples, so I'm sure that rarer mounts will come with better stat modifiers every time you upgrade them. You have this parking fee here, and this you can, basically the parking fee, you can pay a percentage of your rewards to the person that owns the spot, and they are not allowed to kick you off of the spot, and you can also use them to defend you on that spot. So it's really like an extended version of the dormitory, a little bit more active. I think probably going to be even a little bit more fun. It seems like some pretty cool content. I haven't seen a lot of things like this in a gacha event or a gacha game. There's similar events that I've seen, but this is kind of unique. I think it's very cool. I'm pretty excited to try it out. But you'll have, you know, your different parking fees, that maybe you have a whale that, you know, you want to be in one of those spots and there's no way you're going to keep it. Well, if you pay the fee, you're pretty much exempt from getting kicked off for a certain amount of time. You're just going to lose a percentage of your rewards based on the parking fee ratio that they input. This is kind of an example here of the earnings that you're going to get. So you're going to get your mount experience. That's your the mount that you're using on that spot. And you're going to get these parking points. that you can use in the shop. I'll show toward the end of the video. But yeah, you have another set of currency. Pretty common of gacha games to have a lot of currencies. And you're going to have this unique XP rate and level system that is locked in Parking Wars. The rewards are pretty good. I mean, you know, you're getting some stone here, you're getting things to get more for your tech park, just general useful items, right? I mean, you really can't complain. This is the public spot, parking spot bonuses that I was talking about before, right? So, like I said, it goes up to upwards of about 50%. If you're owning these public spots, you're going to be leveling your mount 50% faster on the AFK rewards. You're going to be getting your parking coins at a 50% bonus rate. And I am not 100% sure about the ×2 green kind of currency that's going on there. This is pretty new for them there, and you know, it's going to take time. Again, like most of this early content, I'm getting the most that I know at the moment out as quick as I can. There's no real way to know 100% for sure unless you're in really close contact with like a really high tier player that's swiping quite a bit, that can move quicker than most players in the game. That's not the case here, but we can still use this for reference as to what to expect when this event comes to NA. These are the rule sets here, so I'll go here first, and I'm just gonna wait a couple seconds so you can just pause the video. I'm not gonna, you know, read you a bedtime story today. It's like two pages worth of material here. So I'll go ahead, you know, that's enough for this one, and I'll give it a few seconds here just so you can kind of skim through it. You can pause the video if you need. These are the general rules of the Parking Wars. And, you know, it doesn't really seem overly complicated, right? It's really much like the dormitory, just a little bit more active. You have a separate leveling system, a separate XP system. I think the rewards are generally a little bit better. You know, you're getting things for your tech park, you're getting things for your prayer statue, you're getting some guaranteed red pals and red skills. So yeah, there's more to it than the dormitory for sure. These remodeling guides here, this is another way that you are going to be able to level your mounts. So you see that there's a daily limit. So there's only 10,000 remodel points that you can get a day. But, you know, it's still another way that you can kind of power level your mount. I imagine people are going to be buying these every day. And then you have these limited time Shroomy God cards. Let me see if nope, I think we'll have to work with what we have. So right here, there's an offline warp card that increases your offline AFK rewards. There's a construction rush card that will speed up your building rates, or your upgrade rates rather, for like your lamp, your buildings, those kind of things. And then there's another one for your prayer statue and the amount of crops that you'll get for harvesting. And then there's another one for your tech park. It is going to increase the amount of ore, stone, which you would like to call it, that you get from mining in your mine for your tech park. So all very useful, you know. Of course, there's a low daily limit for it. They last about 30 minutes. Still pretty useful. Can't really complain. This is what it's kind of going to look like in general, right? And at the top, I'll get to the debuff here in a minute, but this is generally what it's going to look like. You know, you have your set parking fee in the middle. And this is a private spot, by the way. I just want to clarify that. This is not one of the public spots. This is a private one, so you would go to this area. You would pay the parking fee if you wanted. Of course, there's no parking fee here, so it was pretty simple. The top debuff, you'll see it says reduce player's attack, defense, and PAL damage by 10%, removing 1 stack if no battle occurs within 30 minutes. No plunder is allowed for 30 minutes after a failed attempt. So this will mostly apply to whales. They won't be able to just go around and steamroll all day. they will get a stat reduction for every fight. I would assume so, right? Because of the removing one stack if no battle occurs within 30 minutes. The player in question here only did one battle, which is why they have one stack. But it's safe to assume at the moment that this works a lot like the Family Brawl, where if you're just taking out players left and right, the game is it's going to knock you down a little bit for a little bit, right? Then everything will be back to normal. You just have to wait out the debuff. So this is some of the rules with the fee that I was talking about before. If you choose to pay the parking fee, the spot owner cannot plunder your mount, and you can also choose the spot owner to guard it for you. So if you have a whale that's a good friend, a high player that you're close to, you guys can exploit this pretty well. And the parking fee is automatically deducted upon ending your parking. And if your mount is plundered by others during the parking, you won't pay the fee. So if you join in on your friend's spot and they had a 10% fee and some whale comes in and kicks you out, you're going to get your rewards for, say you were there like 30 minutes. You're going to get those rewards and you will not pay that 10% fee that, was charged by the owner originally. But you are going to lose your spot, so. These are really cool, actually. This was one of the things that I really liked. I mean, I play a couple other games that has this kind of stuff and just kind of makes the game a little bit more interesting, where you can kind of express your interests and your tastes and, just kind of express yourself generally, right? I think this stuff is pretty cool. So you got various decorations that you can spend your parking points on and put around your parking spots. You have this froggy gate and this ribbit lamp. We're not going to have those, I imagine. This is part of the pay stuff that they're doing in SEA. It's pretty hit or miss. People like it, people don't. I'm really not the biggest fan. I think that the Easter event that we have now is a lot better, so I was pretty happy about that. I was wondering if we were going to get the Pepe stuff. But you got these other ones that are outside of the Pepe event. The Shroomy Grassland, the Highway Parking Lot, the Triumphal Arc, the Traditional Archway, Floral Vines, just various pretty cool things, different styles, different kind of pieces of architectural history, right, that are really interesting. Like I said, this is a pretty cool way that you can express yourself in different ways, your taste, your styles, however you want to say it. So this, I already covered this. I forgot that this is all the way back here. So here's proof, at least, that the harvest card is here and the mining card is here. And the mining card is actually 60 minutes, so it's possible that it's more than I said before. It's not only 30, it's actually 60 minutes. So that's even better, right? And you're receiving 50% more ore when mining, but it only triggers up to 50 times. And you have to manual. I mean, make sure you read the parentheses. People miss that kind of stuff. It's manual only. You can't go in there with the mining perk and auto mine with it and it go into function. So ideally, at least with the mining card, I would kind of wait to buy it until you were in a good place in your mine where you could capitalize on, quite a bit of the gold ore. And these are some more of the decorations. Like I said, they cover a lot of different stuff. You have the Oriental Courtyard Gate, you have the Cartoon Gate, the Flower Gate, and barbed wire. I mean, it covers a wide variety of tastes, I think, which is pretty interesting. You'll notice they're pretty expensive, for sure, but, it's kind of a long-term thing to worry about cosmetics and decorating your stuff and all that. We don't have to rush anything, right? And you have a few more here, kind of following the same trend. You have different styles. You have European street lamp, you have the vintage street lamp, classic, floral. I like this. I think this is interesting. This may not be for everyone, but this is pretty cool, in my opinion. I like it a lot. And yeah, pretty much generally speaking, I mean, it's pretty simple event. You know, the rules, you can always pause near the beginning of the video and check them out, but it's very similar to your dormitory, just with added perks, added personal expression, you know, with your cosmetics on your parking places. You have a separate leveling event, which I think is also really cool. You know, it's not just going to be day one where whales can just stomp it. Theoretically, I think that's going to happen anyway, but, you know, theoretically, everyone's going to start on the day one of this release. They're going to start in the same place, other than the fact that their mounts are probably, you know, if people have spinner mounts, they're probably going to hold the middle spots and just hope, you know, some kind of whale that might let you tag along. If you're an average or barely above average player, I would suggest, you know, doing that if you're worried about the big rewards from here. But overall, you know, I like it a lot. I think it's an extension of the dormitory system in the right direction, and I'm looking forward to it to come to the game. So that's all I have for you regarding the parking wars. I hope that this helps a lot. I really appreciate you guys watching. You guys have been helping my channel a lot lately, so thanks a lot for everything. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you next time, guys. Thanks again.